What is up? Welcome back to my channel. After much thought, I wanted to make this video about 2024 since we are literally right around the corner of a new year. Now, all my peoples know the new year actually starts in spring when life comes forth. But yeah, we're on this calendar, so let's make this video a good one. My focus is going to be cutting off all negativity. You have to cut off all negativity. You have to cut off negativity. It's imperative. If you are chosen by God to carry out His will on this planet, if you have great plans, if you have a desire for greater purpose, you have to cut off negativity. Sorry if my nose is all stuffy. It gets all stuffy ever since I broke my nose in 2015, and I still partake in cannabis here and there, of which I'm also going to cover in this video. Because we also got to give up vices, and I'm not here to tell you one way or the other that cannabis is good or bad. I think if you are a partaker and you are maybe overdoing it, I shouldn't have to tell you. I think But back to my original point, we have to cut off all negativity, you guys. If you're watching this video, just know that the longer you keep those negative minds around, the longer that you have conversations with those people and go out with them and entertain them, you are degrading your purpose. Especially since this video is in relation to our purpose from God, our God-given purpose. So if you are entertaining things of this world, you're wasting your time. And I think most chosen ones know this deep down inside. We know that we have a greater purpose from God. We have a deep desire to carry out that purpose. Sometimes we don't know what it is, and sometimes we get distracted, and that's what the enemy is trying to do. The enemy is going to try to distract you every way possible, and the enemy will use anybody around you. The tough part is the enemy is going to use people that you love. The enemy is going to use people that you care about and that you call friends. And sometimes those people are actually not your friend. And so you have to understand this. You have to get this through your brain. You have to understand that when you are called by God for a greater purpose, He is going to require you to be set apart. And in many ways, you already are. If you identify with this idea of being chosen, you already are different. Your whole life, you've been different. You never knew what it was early on. You weren't sure. You actually thought maybe something was wrong with you. Maybe you thought that you were dealt a certain hand in life that made you this way. But no, it's been this way since the time that you were conceived in your mother's womb. God knew your purpose before you were conceived. And so growing up on this planet, in this planet, whatever, you experience things differently. You see things differently. You filter things differently. And many times people will make fun of you because of that. You'll be looked at as just, an outcast. Your actions will show it. Your words will show it. The way you carry yourself, people will notice this. And the problem with this is if you are unaware, if you have a lack of self-awareness of this, you'll give your power away. You'll open up yourself to attacks, demonic attacks. You'll open up yourself to deception, and it can become a hard time. And take it from me, I'm telling you this because I've been there. When I look at other people's videos, like other chosen one content, I see some people get it right away, and I'm super, I don't want to say jealous, but I'm kind of jealous, I guess. Like, dang, how did they figure out what I figured out now? How did they figure it out so soon? Like, how did they figure it out so early? Well, be one of those people. I'm encouraging you to be one of those people. The sooner you can cut off negativity, and in some cases you have to isolate yourself, the sooner you can discover God's true purpose for your life, and the sooner you can make that happen. Because the enemy is going to do everything that they can to stop that. And you don't realize it when it's happening, especially when you're working on this self-awareness. You can get caught off guard. It's a spiritual thing. It says in the Bible that the battle is not of flesh and blood, but of spiritual principalities in high places. I might be missing some words there, but that's the gist of it. So that means that we're dealing with spirits, and chosen ones know that. I think that's what sets us apart from the world, is we know that we're dealing with spirits a lot of the time. Not all the time, but much of the time we have spiritual insight. And when you're dealing with demonic spirits, they don't like that. They don't like that. If you read the Bible, it says, Jesus was constantly casting out demons from people, and the demons knew who he was, if you read the Bible. So it's still true today. When you are operating in your life, if you are doing the enemy's will, chances are you're not going to be attacked. If you're in a slumber, if you're under the control of the enemy, which means that you're living your life in some sort of pleasure chase or just degeneracy, the enemy's not going to do anything. He's already got you. Now, chosen ones are attacked because we have superpowers. God has granted us some type of special ability, and the enemy wants to stop that because that ability is intrinsic to God's will on this planet in this time that we're living in. If you can't tell that the world is going through major changes and shifts right now, you're not paying attention. And I'm not talking about on a government level. Yeah, there's going to be a reflection of that change in every aspect of our life. So we're going to see it in governments. We're going to see it in the media. We're going to see it in people. We're going to see it in many different ways. But what I'm talking about is this revelation we are going through, the revelation. Revelation means to reveal. And if you've been paying attention the past 5 to 10 years, so much has been revealed. And I'm not here to get into that. Maybe one day I'll do some videos on that. But right now I'm talking about the chosen ones who are in the midst of this, who are in the midst of Babylon right now at this moment, being tested, going through trials and tribulations. And once you start doing God's will in your life, you're going to be hated. So it's like on one level, you have these demons that are going to try to hold you back from leveling up. They're going to try to hide your superpowers from you. They're going to try to they're not going to block your blessing. They're going to block you from your blessing, because they can't technically block your blessing. Blessings come from God. And when God has a true purpose for you, nothing can stop it when you are in alignment with his will. But when you are out of alignment with his will, that's when the enemy can creep in and try to block you from your blessing. And I speak with conviction on this because I probably lived a good chunk of my life this way, to where I probably had so much potential that could have been unlocked at those times in the past. But because of I was choosing to hang with certain people, I was choosing to focus on certain things that I thought I wanted. And I ended up getting a lot of those things and achieving certain things that I thought I wanted. But looking back, I realized those were small-time goals. That had I been focused more on spiritual goals, I may have gone a lot further. Of course, this is not here for me to sit here and say shoulda, woulda, coulda. But as you get older, you do look back. If you're somebody who thinks about things, a lot of people don't think nowadays, but I do. I ponder things, and I like to understand things, and I like to go over the past and kind of reflect and see, okay, well, how can I be better? What caused me to do these things, and how can I be better? And a part of that process is sharing this with others to potentially prevent them from going down that same path. Or at least not going down that same path, but just giving them a heads up, like, look, this is what you're going to be dealing with. For me, the enemy succeeded in a lot of ways from holding me back from my blessings, or holding my blessings back from me, or whatever. But it was all for a greater purpose. It made me who I am today, to share this wisdom and knowledge with others, hopefully to make a positive difference in somebody's life. But ultimately, this kind of content is for chosen ones. There's going to be people that come across these videos and they're going to think it's crazy. They're going to be like, what kind of narcissistic person is going to say they're chosen? oh my gosh, oh no, oh no, you can't be chosen. You know, the ones who are living in the world, they're going to feel that way. And I don't blame them. I would feel that way too if I saw somebody who seemed special and I didn't feel that way about myself. You're going to be like, what the heck? You know, and in a lot of ways, that's why people hate you too. Your entire life, they hated you because your presence was just different. You know, and you know what I'm talking about. If you're chosen, you relate to what I'm talking about. If you're not chosen, you're probably going to get upset, or you're just going to come up with some kind of reason why what I'm saying is not true, or some kind of rebuttal, whatever. I'm not here for those people. I'm here for the chosen, because I identify that way. I've come across so much content that I see the spiritual significance of what's actually happening today, where we are living in a time where the internet is allowing people to reach out and basically team up with other like minds. And on a spiritual level, that's what's happening is these people that seek God's purpose for their life are finding each other, and they're identifying with each other, and it's creating this community, and it's encouraging those people to stand up and to take back their power. And once we take back our power collectively, something's going to happen. There's going to be a major shift that will happen, as it already is happening. But ultimately, this video is to remind you. It's just to remind you to protect your energy. Chosen ones have a greater purpose. It is time to take hold of that purpose and to seek God wholeheartedly so that you can become who He created you to be. And when you do that, your life is going to level up. Your life is going to elevate. Your purpose is going to elevate. Your satisfaction is going to elevate. You're going to stop living for the quick dopamine rush that most people live for currently, which is, you know, through social media, video games, drugs, sexual content online. What else? You know, we can keep going. I think you get the point. Most people are living in their degenerate pleasures. Most people only care about going out, having a drink, getting their paycheck, going on vacation, you know, once or twice a year, getting a new car, you know, and those are not bad things. I'm not here to steer you away from that. But that seems to be all people live for. It's very shallow. And that's why chosen ones feel very alone at times, because we're surrounded by people who have trivial goals and desires, things that are just not what we identify with. Like, don't get me wrong, I like to go on vacation. I like to get money. I like to have cool stuff, but I don't identify with that stuff. Maybe I did when I was younger, but the older I get, I see adults, I see grown men and women identifying with things that literally provide no value to their life. And I'm not against people watching sports, but personally, I just don't understand it. I think it's a waste of time. I played sports. I like to be athletic. I like to work out. But when I see grown men saying, that's my team, I'm just like, really? That's it? That's like, you get older and you get a career and you do all this stuff, and then your excitement becomes watching your team, even though it's not your team. Those guys don't know who you are, you know. And I might piss some people off when I say, I don't care. I'm not here for the entertainment anymore. I've wasted so much of my life just being entertained by stuff that I wasn't even interested in. Even a part of me playing sports when I was in high school was partially because I was just trying to kind of be like my stepdad. Granted, I was good at it. I've always been athletic, so I was good at it. But the funny part is I don't care about it. Like, I don't watch football. I played it, but I don't even watch it, and I don't care about it. Like, it's whatever. But I just use it as an example, is because when you're a chosen one, you have this deep down desire for more. And it seems like everybody around you is just scratching the surface. And so you're like searching for somebody. You're like, is there anybody else out there like me who I can actually have a conversation with? You know, beyond just like this surface level nonsense that most people talk about. So before I before I keep yapping, I'm going off on tangents, but that's okay. Part of these videos is just going to be me stream of consciousness talking about random topics, but I decided to really focus in on the spiritual side of things and to make these videos for others like myself, because that's all the content that I've been consuming lately is just like chosen one content. And I think it's freaking awesome because I actually found a community I identify with now. And I think there is a spiritual implication there that most people don't understand except for the people who identify with it. But let us encourage each other. Let us continue to seek God and his purpose for our lives. Let us continue to run the race. And perhaps it's not a race. Maybe it's just a marathon. And perhaps it's not a marathon or a race against others. Perhaps it is just us. Because it says in the Bible that if you finish the race, you will be blessed by God. If you finish. It doesn't say if you beat this person. It doesn't say if you come first place, second place. It says if you finish. Okay, so let me be of encouragement to you that we are here to finish the race. Seek a higher purpose. You know, take it from me, I'm not perfect. I've struggled and overcome with many things of which I'm going to cover in other videos. Like, you know, lust. Lust is a big one. I think a man on this planet cannot become a true man, especially a man of God, if they're still battling lust. You must overcome lust. Another one is drug addiction, substance addiction. I want to cover these things. I'm not an expert, but I have my share of experience with it. And a lot of this relates to young men. And I want to empower young men to become stronger, to become leaders, to become something to reckon in society. Because right now, I think men are very weak, all ages. Look around. We're all, I mean, in America, we're getting fat, spoiled, too comfortable, and degenerate. You know, the media, the entertainment that people are consuming is degenerating, literally. Like, if you pay attention, I'm not here to focus on all that because it's just there. But you have to be aware of it, you know? And we can become aware of it. We can turn our back on it. We can create something better. So, with that said, if you got something out of this video, please subscribe, hit the like button, comment, please. I want some interaction. I want to talk to you guys. If you identify as a chosen one, I'm glad you found me. I'm glad I found you. I'm gonna be putting out a lot of videos. I want to just hammer them out. I've been overthinking, and it's okay to overthink sometimes, but not when it causes you to procrastinate, and I just need to take action. So I'm just going to start making a bunch of videos, just, empowering other people to become better versions of themselves so that for 2024, we level up and we find the blessings God has waiting for us, and we stop pushing those blessings away because we are going after the things of the world. We just need to stop that. It's not even worth it. None of that stuff's for us. We are created for a greater purpose. And with that, I'm out.